Respected sadhakas, friends, welcome you all. How beautiful is your heart that you have chosen to study the Shastras. May we all invoke the Krupa of Pranavarupa Pranavanama Paramatma and Shruti Mata and entire Guru Parampara on us in such a manner that we get all intellection, all abilities to go deep into the study of the Shastras, grasp the essence, live that knowledge so much that the knowledge is experienced and expressed through us. May this clearer than the clearest purpose be there in our heart to inspire us to do as best as we can. Respected friends, the seven things every day we are doing here are the Shanti Mantras, Mangalacharana Shlokas, 1. Sankalpa for our sadhana siddhi, for Sanatana Dharma Samrakshana Vivruddhi Vishwavyapti, for the Vishwa Adhyatmika Pragati, for the entire Vishwa Avivruddhi. Then we are doing the Parayanam of the Upanishadic mantras to become familiar with them. Then we are studying the Upanishad to grasp, to digest every mantra with the help of Sri Adi Shankara Bhagwan's Bhashyam as much as we can as per our present status of inner evolution abilities. This is our main project. Then we are also adding with the Vedic chanting for 10-12 minutes and Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharana to invoke again the grace of rishis by chanting their Gayatri mantra. Then we are concluding with a common sense thought for the day. Welcome, respected friends. In the Upanishad, it is Chandogya we are studying out of 8 chapters. The first one we are in that first chapter out of 23 Khanda. First Khanda we are in that out of 10 mantras. 5 mantras we have studied. Sixth onwards we have to study. The first chapter is Udgita Vidya, knowledge given to us about the Omkara, its Mahima, its Upasana, its Phala, so that we get the Omkara Upasana Alambana. Remember, Upasya is Sakshat Paramatma. Upasana Alambana for us is Omkara. Omkaras, all greatnesses, facets, as much as possible we know, we understand, we accept, then doubtlessly we take the Om as Alambana for that Paramatma Upasana. So whose Upasana we are doing? Of Paramatma. Let that be in the mind. For the Upasana, the Alambana is required. So here the Vedas have given us the Pranava, Omkara, Udgita as Alambana. What is done in this particular first khanda is that Omkara Mahima Vibhuti is being told to us with an expectation, anticipation that listening to all that Mahima, doubtlessly we take Om as the Alambana, Upasana Alambana and do the Upasana so that we are blessed. And what is Upasana? We have seen this, dropping all the dissimilar thoughts, only that Omkara with the Chitta Ekagrata we are holding on to. And the Upasana Phala is Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata ityadi. Then, freed from all the Ashuddhis, Chitta is now ready for the deep contemplation on the reality on the basis of the Guru Upadesha through again the Upanishadic Vidya, especially the Mahavakya Upadeshas. So, through the Mahavakya Upadesha received from the Guru, through the contemplation on that Mahavakya, we have to realize the reality and get moksha. For doing so, we need sufficient inner purity, clarity, subtlety. That is achieved through Upasana. Upasana is of Bhagavan. Alambana is required. Pranava is Alambana. Why only Pranava? These are the reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this way, that Omkara or Pranava or with Udgita is great, is divine, is powerful, is effective. Therefore, take it as Alambana. And one of the reason is Upanishad or Vedamata has given Om as Alambana. I will take it. Isn't it? That is our faith in the Rishi Parampara and Shruti Mata. We are studying Shruti Mata. This is come to us with the Rishi Parampara. They are recommending Om for Alambana, Om as Alambana for Upasana. Then take it. What more to think about? Think about it. So, in this way, what is being taught, what we are studying, what is the purpose of it is this one. So, the 5 mantras we have seen, just we'll browse through, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes through all of that. Then we enter into the study of 6th mantra onwards today. Shall we try? It's all our effort only, it's all our trial only. We are not so capable of doing all these things up to the highest mark. But while doing this effort only, our abilities, capacities will increase. Here we are. Om. Before that, let us remember once the Parabrahma, Ishvara, Jagannatha, Devatagana, Gurugana, Shastragana, Kripa, so much essential on us at this our level of evolution. It is their anugraha only will pull us away from this samsara world and put us into the pure spirituality. And further, the required Vyaktitva Vikasa also happens by their guidance and, of course, by our efforts. Without our efforts, we cannot change within ourselves. Without their grace, Kripa, and Upadesha, we will not know in what way we have to work to beautify our Vyaktitva, which is required for our sadhana as well as for us to be useful for this world. Start. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yairime Guruvihi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyatah Sarva Vedantah Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalam Spatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivamupaस्महे. Om Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave. Namo Vai Brahmanidaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. ओम सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। ओम गुरुपुङ्गवपुङ्गवकेतनते समतामयतां नहि कोऽपि सुधीः शरणागतवत्सल तत्त्वनिधे भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणम्। ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन तस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहाससंतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये सामवेदांतर्गत छांदोग्योपनिषदः श्री आद्य शंकर भाष्य सहित अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम अथ सामवेदांतर्गत छांदोग्योपनिषद आद्य शंकर पूज्य भगवत्पादकृत मंगलाचरण श्लोकम्। ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने। ओम सच्चिदानंद सांद्राय सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने। अथ सामवेद उपनिषदानां शांति मंत्रः। ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रम् अथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेऽस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः पारायणम्। ओम ओम इत्येतदक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपासीत ओम इति हि उद्गायते तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् येषां भूतानां पृथिवीरसः पृथिव्या आपोरसः अपाम् ओषधयोरसः ओषधीनां पुरुषोरसः पुरुषस्य वाग्रसः वाचः ऋग्रसः ऋचः सामहरसः साम्नः उद्गीथोरसः सः एषः रसानागं रसतमः परमः परार्ध्यः अष्टमः अयमुद्गीतः कतमा कतमर्क कतमत् कतमत् साम कतमः कतम उद्गीत इति विमृष्टं भवति वागेवरुको प्राणः साम ॐ इति एतदक्षरमुद्गीतः तद्वा एतत् मिथुनं यद् वाक् च प्राणश्च ऋक् च साम च तदेतत् मिथुनम् ॐ इति एतस्मिन् अक्षरे सगं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छत आपयतो वैतौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम् आपयिताः वै कामानां भवते यः एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरमुद्गीतमुपास्ते तद्वा एतद् अनुज्ञा अक्षरं यद्धि किञ्च अनुजानाति ओमित्येव तद् आह एषः एव समृद्धिर्यदनुज्ञा समर्थयिता वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपास्ते तेन इयं त्रयी विद्या वर्तते ॐ इति आश्रावयते ॐ इति शगंसते ॐ इति उद्गायते एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य अवचित्यै महिम्ना रसेन तेन उभौ पुरुतः यश्च एतदेवं वेद यश्च न वेद ज्ञानात् विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति इति प्रथमः खण्डः. So every day the manana chintana has to be done on these mantras for the correct understanding, clear understanding, remembering that understanding, and then inspiring ourselves to use that understanding, live up to that understanding practically. So, as we saw in that introduction, what is being studied in the Prathamodhyaya, Prathamah Khandaha is Udgita Upasana or Udgita Vidya. We are educated regarding the glory of Udgita Omkara, listening to which there is an expectation, no compulsion, but expectation that we are convinced about taking Om as Alambana for Paramatma Upasana. So, who is Paramatma? What is Upasana? What is the phala of the Upasana? And how Omkara can be a best Alambana for the Upasana? And what are the glories of this Omkara? This is the whole subject under discussion. So, Om iti means just stick to Om. Don't get digressed. Iti means full stop. Etad aksharam. This is syllable akshara. Akshara also means Sakshat Parabrahma. The topic will come later. Now it is akshara. Udgitam. That is Udgita. Its another name is. What you have to do with that, sir? Upaseta. Do the upasana of it. Why upasana? How upasana? What upasana? Told. Om iti udgayati. Why Om is called Udgitaha? Om iti tadaksharam udgitam. Because Om iti udgayati. Because the Samagayikas start their Gana with Om only. Therefore, as great as the Sama is Om. And this Chandogya belongs to Sama Veda, and we are all studying that Upanishad. In those traditional days of Vedic period, so Samavediya Parampara people have their special identity respect toward the Samaveda. And Apna Veda, we have lost all those identities with the gurus, identity with the Parampara, identity with the what do you call, which are the Veda Shaka we have to study. ये सारे तो कवि का डुबा दिया हमने. Therefore, all these sacred things we missed out. But they know that I belong to Rigveda, I belong to Yajurveda, I belong to Samaveda. Samaveda, therefore, you have your special affinity to Sama. So the Samaveda Ucharana starts with Om. Therefore, Om is equal to the Samaveda called as Udgita. Om iti Udgayati. Therefore, Om is sacred, respectful, reverential. Tasya Upavyakyanam. Tasya Upavyakyanam. Narayana. Pravartate iti Vakyasheshaha. Tasya Upavyakyanam Pravartate. In the next 8-9 mantras, the Upavyakyanam, the shortcut commentary on this Omkara happens, given by the Shrutimata. So that the Upa, very near to our heart, the Om's glory is brought, so that we start loving it. So in a very bad language of modern world, the 8-9 mantras are the advertisement regarding the glory of Omkara. Why the bad language? That word advertising in today's world is only to sell our products whether others need it or not. We have to get the profits. In that way, the world of advertisement today. That is the badness of today's advertisement. But that time also, even though the Om is the highest, still the human beings may not accept it. Therefore, the glory of that has to be advertised. So that among the 10 who listen, at least one or two get convinced. And they take Om as Upasana Alambana, they do it and they reach out. The goal is to make everyone reach out to the ultimate through whatever the intermediate steps that are there. Okay, so Tasya Upavyakyanam is the commentary on that. So, what is the Vyakyanam? Three things. Evam Upasanam, Evam Vibhutihi, Evam Phalamiti. First mantra, this is how we have again studied today. Then the Omkara Upavyakyanam glory is told by taking 8 things and telling the second is the rasa of the first, third is the rasa of the second. It's in that way. The 8th one is the rasa of all the earlier 7. And that 8th one is the Udgita, the Omkara. So, Esham Bhutanam Prithvi Rasaha, Prithivyaha Apo Rasaha, Apam Oshadayo Rasaha, Oshadinam Purusho Rasaha, Purushasya Vāghrasaha, Vacho Rugrasaha, Ruchaha Samah Rasaha, Samna Udgitaha Rasaha. This is the literal meaning. Only one additional thing we have to understand about it is, what is the meaning of rasa? So the rasa is the gati parayinam avastambaha. Moolam srushti sthiti karanam. Or in that second one only, the first one gets fulfilled in whatever the way. That meaning little differs in each of them. We explained that clearly. It is because of the anna the Purusha lives. Oshadis. Therefore, the Oshadi should be greater than Purusha. That is one way, because Anna is the cause, Purusha is the effect. Cause should be greater. That is discussed in another parlance. So, in this context here, for the sake of Purusha, the Anna is there. Without the Purusha, the consumer, the meaning of Anna is not there. Therefore, Anna gets fulfilled in Purusha. Therefore, Purusha is rasa than Anna. In the same way, the Oshadinam Apam Oshadayo rasa also. Because of the water, the Oshadis are created. Therefore, water should be greater than Oshadi. Just in a gross way of saying. But subtle way of saying is what? The fulfillment of water is in producing Oshadis. Without the Oshadi production, what is the purpose of water existing at all? Therefore, that way, the greater than the water is Oshadi, therefore Oshadi is rasa. Oshadi nam Purusho rasa. Purusha has so many indriyas, and yet his Vani makes him helped by the world. His Vani can help the world also. That Vani is so powerful it can even invoke the divine, etc. Therefore, among all the indriyas, the Vag is taken as the rasa. So, Purushasya Vag rasa. Then, what is the fulfillment of the Vani in? The Vani's fulfillment is in Ruka, Rugveda mantra, Ucharana and the karmas, whatever indicated by the Rugveda, doing them. Doing तो कर्म की बात है, बाद में होगा, but उच्चारणा now. So वाग fulfills itself in रुक. Therefore वाग का रस क्या है? ऋग्वेद. ऋग्वेद mantras, ruchas. Ruchas means ऋग्वेद mantras. Mantras were revealed to rishis randomly in their moods of meditations, depths, subtleties, as the Lord decided. The same Lord came as Vyasa Bhagavan and compiled all the mantras and then titled them as Rugyaju Samatharun. Okay, so the mantras are important, then the name that it is Rigveda or Yajurveda. That is titled for other purpose, of sustaining that Vedas through Veda Parampara later on. That is the convenient, that is the management aspect. That is protecting the Vedas, Veda Paramparas. This side, they are mantras. So Ruk mantras, Ruchas, they are called. Then Ruchaha, what is the rasa of the Rucha? Samaha rasa. Samaveda is more higher, greater than Ruk. Therefore, the rasa is the final. Samnaha rasa kya hai? Samnaha rasa udgitaha, which is prastutah vishaya omkaraha. The present context mein we are studying about Om. Om itself is named as Udgita. Therefore, that Udgita named Om is the rasa of the Sama. This is all Shruti Mata saying. How we are receiving it, how we are responding to it, how with faith we are understanding it, we are accepting. Oh, that's how the Omkara is so great. Are we feeling like that? Accordingly, our mind is getting tuned and convinced to take Om for Upasana, Alambana. There are all the subjective things that have to happen. For that purpose only it is told. Like a counseling master, to 1 or 2 or 10 of the students on their questions, starts counseling them about each of the subject, science, arts, technology. And then one by one, confidentially also taking, he says, "Ki dekho, I have seen your report cards, progress cards, marks, sheets. So you are doing very well in mathematics. From the last 10 years of your study, I have seen. So for you, this mathematical field is better. And in this mathematical field, when you enter, it is beneficial to you. You can even serve through that." What is he doing? He is explaining, the counselor. Then listener should get convinced. Okay, तो मेरा मन, मेरा मूड हमेशा मैथ्स का होता है. So therefore, if I enter into this mathematical line of my further education and field, I can do justice. So too to the other medical fellow. The medicines. You are doing well in your the medical sciences or physical science or technology, or you are good in your this particular subjects of arts, etc. Here also the Guru is trying that. That is why 8 things are told, not one or two, and to bring to our notice the glory of the Om, that it is rasa, it is a greater rasa than even Sama. All of that is concluded in the third mantra. Saha Eshaha Rasanam Rasatamaha. This is how this Om is the Rasatama of all the rasas. Then again one or two adjectives are added to further do the Upavyakyanam, glorification of Om. What is it? Paramaha Parardhyaha Eshaha Udgitaha. Sa Eshaha Rasanam Rasatamaha Paramaha Parardhyaha Yad Udgitaha. See, we are following or not. I am telling the meaning of the words and they are understood through the Bhashyam. Bhashyakara told us Paramaha is a word easily understandable, Utkrishtaha great. Parardhya has to be told. Therefore, Paramam Ardham cha. Ardham means Sthanam. Paramam means supreme. Ardhyam, Yakara is added means it is to be taken and worshipped as good as it is. The Paramatma himself. So that Parardhyaha Yakara is Paramarthavat or Paramatmavat Upasya. So Shankara Bhagwan's contribution to all of us is those beautiful words and the prefixes, suffixes, adjectives, how we have to understand them so that we are correctly understanding what is said by the Rishi, by the Shruti Mata. So if you have observed that Paramaha Parardhyaha Ardham Sthanam Param cha Tadardham cha Parardham Tad Arhat iti Parardhyaha. That means what? Paramatma Sthana Arhaha. This Omkara deserves to be given the Sthana position, respect as much as we give to Paramatma himself. How do we do that? Paramatma Upasya. Upasyatvat. Therefore, it has to be worshipped like you are worshipping Paramatma only. So, therefore, there is no differentiation between Paramatma, who is our Upasya, and Pranava, which is our Alambana. So, there is Upasana, Alambana, Om should be worshipped as the Paramatma, like any of the thing. Shalagrama, we should worship as it is Vishnu only. Vishnuvat, you are not doing Upasana to the stone there. To the stone, you are doing to. Like you take Krishna name, Brahma name. It's not name or rupa. Through that avatara who came and blessed the praja, jivas, bhaktas, sadhakas. Him we are attending to through this alambana, Nama Krishna, Nama Shiva, Nama Rama, whatever. Isn't it? Like you call somebody Raju, calling the name is not important. No? The name do, that fellow you want him to be in your vicinity to give some work. So to Krishna, Nama is not important. Nami is important. But Nami is called through the Nama. Therefore, the Nama is given value as much as the Nami. Because it is bringing the Nami, etc. All those reasons. So here also, two words are powerful. One is Parardhya means Paramatma Sthana Arhaha. Then Paramatmavad Upasyatvat iti Abhiprayaha. That is how this Omkara Alambana should be respected as much as we respect Paramatma. Like you respect your Guru. Then what? His Vastra also you respect because they belong to him. His Chadi also you respect. His Padukas also you do the puja. Because they all for us represent the Guru. Remind us of the Guru. Give us a chance to respect that Guru or worship that Guru. होता है कि नहीं गुरु महाराज का हर एक चीज हमारे लिए सेक्रेड है so to om being Paramatma's nama avidana pratika etc and here also it is rasanam rasatamaha therefore it is to be taken by us as good as Paramatma respected as Paramatma with that attitude within. Now take up the Om Upasana. All this is Upasana only. Ucharana, Bhavana, Avagahana, Prarthana. Ucharana is done by the mouth. Bhavana is done by the mind. Avagahana is done by the buddhi. Prarthana is done by the individuality. I am praying to that Om to bless me. What is the blessings required? Antakarana Shuddhi. Then Antakarana Ekagrata. Then Antakarana Sukshmata. Then Antakarana Shaktikarana. With that, I am able to pursue the Brahma Vidya through the Mahavakya, Shravana, Manana, Chintana, Nididhyasana, Anubhava, Nishtha. These are our clearest goals. So, up to this we have seen. स एषः रसानां रसतमः एतद् य एतदुद्गीतः परमः परार्ध्यः अष्टमः यदुद्गीतः अष्टमः the eighth of the eight. आठ में से आठवां. It is Udgita. Up to one this is done. Now the last three things which are said of rasa, they are taken up for some discussion. Other five, bhutanam prithvi, prithivyaha apaha, apam oshadayah, oshadinam purushah, purushasya vak. Up to that it is simply to understand. Therefore, vachah rugrasah, ruchah samah rasah, samnah udgitah rasah. So, rucha, sama, udgita. These three are taken up for vimarsha. That is the meaning of this next mantra. Katama, katama, ruku. What is the glory of this ruku, or which is the ruku? Then katamat, katamat, katamaha, sama. Katamaha, katamat, katamaha, sama. Katama, katama, ruku, katamat, katamat, sama. Then katamaha, katama, udgita. Little bit. Iti vimrishtam bhavati. In the further mantras, little more focus is put on the sambandha between Ruku and Sama and this Udgita. All this is, the basic thing is Omkara Mahima. Here Vichar Vimarsha bhavati. Before that, Omiti Udgayati Tasya Upavyakhyanam. The explanation of the Om is going on. Then iti vimrishtam bhavati. This is how the vimarsha bhavati. Because only when you know the vimarsha vicharana, then that katama katama question is answered. So you should ask the question of what is the relation between Ruk, Sama and Narayana, this Udgita. That question should be led by or followed by the vimarsha. Vicharana. Vimarsha means Vichara Vimarsha, the inquiry, contemplation. And that leads to the answer for the question asked. So, Katama, Katama Ruka. Okay? Katamat, Katamat Sama. Okay? Katamaha, Katama Udgita. Iti Vimurshtam Bhavat. Now the Vimarsha is given. Vicharana Vimarsha. Vichara Vimarsha means Vimrushyati means the topic is taken for some deeper analysis to understand. Shruti Mata guides here. What is that? Vak eva ruko pranaha sama. Om iti etadaksharam udgitaha. Okay. So, Vak eva ruko pranaha samaha. So, that purushasya vagrasaha, rasas vachaha ruka, ruchaha samaha, samnaha udgitaha. This is the, in that 8 sequence, the last 3. So in that, the vak ka ras hai, waha kaha rucha. Now here what is said? Vag eva ruk it is said. So what is the Ruk Veda? Vani only. What is Ruk mantras? Vani only. Therefore the Ruk Veda mantras are Vani Pradhana. Then what is the Sama? Pranaha Sama. So therefore, what is the Samagana Gana ke liye? We need lot of Prana Shakti. Therefore, the Vak and Prana are brought into our notice. While they are brought into our notice cognition, what is subtly done? The Ruk and Sama are merged in Vak and Prana. Because Vak eva Ruk, Sama Prana. So Vak Ruka, Prana Sama. Therefore, Ruk is Vak and Sama is Prana. That is what is in this mantra. Next mantra said that the Vak becomes the Yoni for the Ruka and Prana becomes the Yoni for the Sama. Therefore, Ruk Sama is one Jodi. The causes of them is Vag and Prana. So, Vageva Ruka Prana Sama Om iti etadaksharam udgita. The Omkara Akshara Om, what we chanted now, that is called Udgita. That is easy, we understand. These two things are explained to us. Tadva etat mitunam. That these two become one mithuna couple. What is that? Yat vakcha pranascha. So which is the mithunam now? Vak and prana. What are the vak and prana? They are the yoni of the Ruk and Sama. Therefore, Ruk, Sama, Yoni, Rupa, Vak and Prana are the Mithunam. They are a one beautiful set expression of the divine Leela. Our drushti is brought to now Vak and Prana. Now this will be connected with the Omkara. Because Omkara is Vangmaya, Omkara is Pranamaya. And what is Vak? Rugmaya. What is Pranaha? Samamaya. Therefore, Omkara is Rugmaya, Samamaya. And what are the Rug and Sama? They are mantras. What is there in that mantras? There are variety of yajna karmas, etc. What is the purpose of doing all those yajna karmas? The phalas, the kamana purti. Therefore, all the kamana purti is done or achieved by doing the karmas. All the karmas are indicated to us by the mantras. All the mantras are called as Rug mantra and Sama mantras. The Rug is rooted in Vani. Sama is rooted in Prana. Vani and Prana are rooted in Omkara. Therefore, Om includes all of them. Therefore, if we do the Omkara Upasana, we have done Vak and Prana Upasana. If we have done the Vak and Prana Upasana, we have done Ruk Sama Upasana. If we have done Ruk Sama Upasana, we have done the mantra upasana of those Vedas. If that mantra upasana is done by us, the mantras were indicating those yajna karmas, we have done the yajnas. If we have done the yajnas follow whatever is there, that incurs to us. That is how the pranava upasana gives us the result of all the karmas that are indicated by all the mantras of Rigveda, Samaveda. Think about it. And all this is fact, but still gives us result on two things. One is faith, second is with faith that particular Om Upasana. So in this, one side, the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Parayana should happen, Mantra Artha should be known, the yajnas that are told in that, they have to be performed at the gross level. तो कुछ न कुछ ऑक्यूपेशन होना ही है ना. Within us, within the heart, all of them are coming from the Om. Om is Paramatma's Abhidhana and Pratika. So I am chanting the Om also, feeling the power of the Om also, praying to that Om also. That like na Om I am chanting. And telling through that Om Rupi Paramatma that let me chant the Rug Veda, Samaveda mantras properly. Then to the same Om we are saying, may we understand the meaning of the mantras properly. To the same again we are praying in that meaning of the mantras, There are yajnas and karmas that are indicated. May we understand them and maybe perfectly do those yajnas. Then to that same Om again we are praying. The yajna karmas, when they are done well, the result also should be the best for us. See, एक तरफ जो करना है फिजिकली हो रहा है, second side the glory of Om is understood intellectually, third side we are doing the prayer to that Om also, fourth one the Om ka uchcharana is going on. So Om uchcharana, Om prarthana, Om avagahana understanding, understanding के ऊपर ही the प्रार्थना शक्ति depends, and uchcharana is reminding us of the Om. These are all happening. Upasana में ओम उच्चारणा, ओम अवगाहना, ओम प्रार्थना होता है. What is avagahana? Understanding. What is understanding? That is what we are discussing, the glory of Om. And what about the practical activity? Whatever the ajnas vagara have to be done, routine, they are done also. Okay. So here the extra thing added is Ruk Yajo I have their yoni as Vak and Prana. And that is why you see in the Shanti mantra, which we have studied for 10-15 days, when Apyayantu Mamangani is said, which are the Angas first ones named? Is it not again Vak Pranaha? Isn't it? Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaha. That is Udgita only. Then, depending on that is, when the Vani is powerful, when the Prana Shakti is sufficient, then Chakshuhu, Shrotram, Atho Balam, Indriyani, Sarvani, all of them become Apyayata. With that, Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam, that pursuit of Brahma Vidya we will do. So the Shanti Mantra also invoked the Apyayanam of Vak and Prana. Okay, what is Vaka? Yoni for the entire Ruk. What is Prana? Yoni for the entire Sama. This is Ruk Sama and Vak Prana Sambandha. Now the Sambandha between Vak Prana and Omkara is what? The Omkara is Vangmaya Pranamaya. That is where we have to now start studying. Okay. I am studying from the fifth mantra, the second paragraph, Bhashya. What is the mantra? It was Vageva Ruko Pranaha Sama Om iti etad aksharam udgitaha. Then that is explained. Tadva etat mitunam. This is one mitunam, one beautiful couple. What are they? Yad vakcha pranascha. So vak and prana is one mitunam. Which are they? Rukcha sama cha. Which are the yoni for the ruk and sama. So the mithunam word is singular. Otherwise, it should be dual, no? Why? Vak and prana, one mithunam ho gaya. Ruk sama, दूसरा मिथुनम हो गया. Did Shruti Mata say in dual case or singular? She did not use dual. She used only singular. That means what we have to understand? Here we are talking about only one mithunam. Which is that then Vak Prana. Hare, अब तक you were talking about Ruk and Zama. Where have they gone? Hare, they have gone into their yoni, their womb. What are the womb? For the Ruk it is Vak. For the Sama it is Prana. So therefore our attention is brought from Ruk Sama to Vak Prana. For what? To take this Ruk Prana thinking to the Pranava. That is what is next step. That's what is studied now here. Ki Vagevaruku Pranaha Sama Omiti Daksharam Udgitam iti. Vag Ruchoho Ekatve api na Ashtama Vyaghataha Purvasmad Vakya Antaratvat. Apti Guna Siddhayehi Omiti Etadaksharam Udgita iti. So that a question कि अरे रुक और शाम को आप मिलाओगे, सॉरी वाघ और रुक को मिलाओगे तो 8 जाकर 7 बन जाएगा, एक घटेगा. No, 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 no. While enumerating the number 8 stands there. Now here we are talking different topic. Topic is different. Therefore इसको उसको मिलाओ मत. By saying वाक is rukcha, rukveda, they will not become one so that the number 8 becomes 7. No, उसको इसको मिलाओ मत आप. ये अलग बात है. Okay. Then apti guna siddhehi om iti etadaksharam udgita. Our whole discussion is for the siddhi, for the guna siddhi, for the apti guna siddhi of the Omkara. So how the Om is widespread, its purview is so extensive and expansive. To bring to our understanding cognition this apti sthiti of the Omkara, this discussion is done. So that we respect that Om and then do the upasana of Paramatma with the Om Alambana. And like sometime people, when you are traveling in train, by his looks you don't understand what he is. But as the discussion happens for half an hour, you know that he is such a personality of so many abilities, talents, and all. Then, in the first look, what opinion you had seeing at his face, will it change or not? When you have discovered that he is a person of so many abilities, talents, achievements, contributions, what happened in that half an hour discussion? The person's understanding has grown. That's called apti. Then your respect for him grows now. You offer your food or drinks to him, water to him. हो जाता है वो natural. So here also the Om's expanding power or value or importance is sold. That's called as apti of the Om. Our attention is on this subject. Therefore, that number 8 is set for another purpose of again that also Om's apti ke liye hi tha wo. Don't get confused or caught up in those means. They were the means to achieve something. Once achieved, don't worry about the means. सो 8 में से 8वां ये रसतम है बताने के लिए है वो हो गया उसको छोड़ो once that x example is x is taken in the school mathematics and x is 22 fruits when it has come, but where the x has gone, don't worry about it. That had a purpose of giving us the answer. It's over now, चिंता मत करो उसका. 8 बोला आपने, आप दोनों को मिला के 7 बना रहे हो, फिर नंबर गलत हो गया. यू आर कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग व्हाट यू सेड अर्लियर. अरे दैट इज डिफरेंट, यू डिडंट गेट लास्ट इन दोस स्मॉल लिटिल डिटेल्स. सो हियर द आपति गुण प्रदर्शन के लिए हो रहा है. गो फोकस योर अटेंशन ऑन दिस. आफ्टर दिस नाउ वाक् प्राणौ रुक् साम योनि इति. We have already seen Vak is a yoni for the Rukha, Prana is a yoni for the Sama. So Vak Pranau Ruk Sama Yono iti Vageva Rukha Pranaha Sama iti Uchyate. So therefore, the entire Ruchas are in Vani only, entire Sama is Prana. Keep that first point in mind. Then Yathakramam Ruk Sama Yonyoho Vak Pranayoho Grahanehi सर्वासाम रुचाम सर्वेशाम च सामनाम अवरोधः कृतः स्यात्. ना sequentially respectively when the ruk and sama are taken by their yoni, that is the vak and prana, sarvesham sarvasam rucham sarvesham samnam avarodha krita syat. All the ruchas, all samas are included in it. Then what? Sarva ruk sama avarodhe. When all the Rug Veda, Sama Veda mantras are included, what happened? Avarodhe, Ruk Sama Sadhyanam Sarva Karmanam Avarodha. Therefore, all the karmas that are achieved through Rug Veda mantras, Sama Veda mantras, Avarodha means they are also included. Then, Sarva Karmanam Avarodha Kruta Syad Tad Avarodhecha. When all the karmas are included, sarve kamaha avaruddhaha syuhu. So we do the karma for the kamanaya. Therefore, all the kamanas are also avaruddhaha means they are added in it, included in it. Therefore, in the vak and prana, all the Rigveda, Samaveda mantras and all the karmas and all the phala of the karma, which are our own kamanas, they are all avaruddha. That is all included. Up to this, the very important point. Now this Vak Purana has to be merged with Om. then the whole topic is completed, the purpose is achieved. That is said. Before that, Om iti etadaksharam udgita iti bhaktya shanka nivartyate. Means that Udgita and Omkara are same. Om is what we are familiar with in all Upanishads. In this Sama Veda existing Chandogya Upanishad, an extra word is said as Udgita to maintain their identity with the Sama Veda, which is also called as Udgita Veda. So they उनका अपना choice है, आप उसमें carried मत होना. Like each of the speakers speaks in his own language, in his own way of modulation of the voice. A gross listener gets lost in those things, packages. A subtler listener is concerned about the content. Through that, what is the message he is giving? What is the knowledge he is communicating? What are the convictions he is talking about? We focus on that. A wise listener doesn't get carried away with the outer coverings. He is concerned about what is the subject matter theme. So here also, in this Upanishad, Om is called as Udgita. That is his biasness. Why are you worried about it? Your job is to get the clear understanding of the Om's Mahima so that your conviction to hold it as Alambana for Paramatma Upasana becomes stronger. Isn't it? Why are you worried? अब किसी के घर आप गए हो चाय दे तो उनके पास गिलास होगा या कप होगा या प्लास्टिक ग्लास में देंगे देयर एबिलिटी as well as their respect to you. Why do you worry? You want tea, they are giving, you take it, leave it. Isn't it? That too much of formalities, too much of worrying won't help us other than misery. Isn't it? Some people come to their house, silver glass में चाय कॉफी देंगे या कुछ पानी. Others come, they give plastic. अरे उनका अपना ऐसा वैल्यू है, what can we do? है ना? We should not get involved into any individuals, any personal things. That is unnecessary poking. Whether it is right or not, why should we worry? हम अपना काम करके आ जाना. Like when you go to a shop, why he has displayed those things in this way, that way? वो पूछता है तो बोलो आप, नहीं तो why are you worried? What you came to buy, you buy and come now. Everywhere that has to be there. Here also, the Om is called by these Samavedis as Udgita. Why are you biased? He is biased. Why are you biased by your ego? You just accept it. That's the meaning of here. Om iti etad aksharam udgita iti bhaktya shanka nivartyate. Shanka is this Om and Udgita different? They are one only. They are in fact adding one adoration, one more abhushan of your Om for Om by calling it as Udgita. They are respecting it only. Entire Samaveda, they are calling it as Omkar. With respect, they are not insulting also. Therefore, that thought drop. Om hai ya Udgita hai. Om is also called as Udgita, but the chanting is done of the Om. Om. Our focus on Om Pranav Mantra. Now comes the merger of Prana and Vak into the Omkara. Now, Tadva etaditi mithunam nirdishyate. So, Tadva etat, that is this now. So, what is this now? Mithunam nirdishyate, a couple is being indicated here. Immediately you have to ask a question, Kim tat mithunam iti? What is that mithunam? What is the coupling? Aha, ab bata rahe. What is it ki? Yad vakcha pranascha mithunam. Again to remind us so that we don't ask again, we don't get confused. These vak and sama are what they sarva ruk sama karana bhutau. For all the ruk, the vak is karana yoni. For all the sama, the prana is the karana yoni. Therefore, this ruk samas karana rupa, vak and prana are the couple. Itna man mein rakh lo. So, yad vakcha pranascha mithunam. Sarvaruk, Sarvakarana, Bhutau, Vakcha Pranascha, that Mithunam, couple. Why this special word Mithunata brought? What is the meaning of that coupling? What is the purpose of it? Very interesting. Ki Rukcha Sama Chaiti, Ruk Sama Karanau, Ruk Sama Shabdoktau iti Artaha. न तो स्वातंत्रेण रुक्च साम च मिथुनम. Ruk and Sam are not Swatantrena Mithunam. They are Mithunam by their causes, Vak and Prana. Anyatahi Vakcha Pranashiti Ekam Mithunam. Ruk Samacha Avaram Mithunam iti Dve Mithune Syata. Therefore, the two couplings are not there. Only one at the cause level of Vak and Prana. The effect level of Ruk and Sama, usko आप side पे रखो. Why? This is the respect of Shankara to the Veda mantra, where it is singular is used, not plural. Therefore, Mithuna means Vak and Prana only. Mithuna is not Ruk and Sama. But Ruk का ही cause है Vak. Sama का ही cause या योनि है Prana. Yes. And yet, the Shruti Mata is saying the coupling is between Vak and Prana, not Ruk and Sama. Otherwise, she should have used the dual case. So this is a respecting what is said there exactly by Shruti Mata. We don't use our intellect to edit what is said by Shruti Mata. We only use our intellect to understand how Shruti Mata said, how she might have said, she must have said, or what is in her opinion. And the other purpose is what? We have to tune the Vak and Prana with the Om. We have to reach towards the Om, no? Om is our destination. All this is going on is the two things. One is the Upavyakyanam of the Omkara. Second is the Ruk Sama and Udgita, Vak Prana Udgita. Of these three, the Vimarsha is going on. In the Vichar Vimarsha, our Drushti is on the final point, the Omkar. One way Om is the Udgita, that is said. Udgita is Sama, it is said. Sama is Rasa of Rug, already said. So be satisfied there. Here, another way of saying is Ruk is all Vaka, Sama is all Prana. So Ruk and Vaka and Prana are one Mithunam. That Mithunam will have connection with the Omkar. The Ruk Sama, the Vak Prana named couple. That we will see now. After this way, rejecting the two Mithunams, why Shruti Mata never used a dual case? Only one Mithunam, and that is not at the effect level of Ruk Sama, but at the cause level of Vak Prana. After that, Tathacha etat मिथुनम इति एकवचन निर्देश अनुपपन्न स्यात्. अगर दो कपल होते तो एक वचन की जगह द्विवचन होना चाहिए था. तो एक वचन है तो therefore you just stick to one thing, drop the other two. So which are the Mithunams are? Is it Ruk and Sama, or is it Vak and Prana, or it is both of them? Only Vak and Prana. After that, Tasmat Ruk Sama Yonyoho Vak Pranyoho Eva Mithunatva. With this mantra concludes. So the Mithunata is of the Vak and Prana in brackets, which are the Yoni of Ruk and Sama. After saying now in this mantra, the next 6 mantra, this Ruk Sama, their Yoni, the Vak Prana, are connected to the Omkar. What is connection? As we are discussing with Bhashya, vigorously for making our intellect subtler. At the very simpler level is what? When I chant Om, is it a Vani or not? Vak only. Now, Om, when I am chanting it, that Vani expression, is it possible without the Prana inside? Prana Shakti and Prana Jivanam. Life and life force expressing as Prana Shakti. One is life. Second, life expresses as Prana Shakti. Without life Prana, without Prana Shakti Prana, can the Om Ucharana happen? No, no. This is one way of saying. The other way of saying is what? The presence of Vak Shakti, the presence of Prana Shakti is fulfilled in chanting Om. Why? Because Om is Paramatma's Pratik and Alambana. That is how this couple, Vak and Prana, are included in Pranava. Therefore, in the Omkara Ucharana, starting from the Vak Prana and their benefits, up to the last benefit, all of that we get. What is the last benefit? Again, don't ask. Already told. Om is Ruka, sorry, Vak is Ruka, Prana is Sama, Ruka and Sama are mantras. In that mantra, there are karmas, yajnas, and those yajnas have the phala. Phala are our kamanas. We do anything for the kamana. Therefore, all the kamana purti, all the karma phala purti, all the karma done, all the mantra ucharita, all Ruk, Sama Vedas respected. All of them are included when the Om is chanted. Because in the Om are the Vak and Prana fulfillment. Vak and Prana are the yoni for Ruk and Sama. Ruk and Sama are the mantras having the yagna karmas to be done for the results which are our desires. How beautiful, you see. These are all mysticism. These Vedic mantras, Vedic sadhanas are not gross. They are mystical. They are higher. They are subtler. Only through all these struggles for some years or lives, when we develop an intuitive, sublime intellect, then what is the meaning of that starts clicking to us. Even in devotion, like I call the Narayana Narayana. How Narayana coming from the Vaikuntha when I am calling from here? Either Vaikuntha physically, the far off Loka, or grossly, subtlety wise, देखो तो very subtlest Loka. है ना? Then how my mantra Narayana is bringing that Lord from that subtlest Loka or farther more Loka? That is mysticism. है ना? That is mysticism. Like in science, everything is mystical. Science only tells how. But when you ask why, it cannot say. It is called mysticism. Like I am talking here. This staying at some thousands of kilometers away from you. When I am talking, how you are listening? For that, how you have the answers. So this is how I have connected through internet to the satellite, and all my words are converted into electromagnetic waves, and they are going to satellite, and then they are being transmitted, and your receiving set is receiving, and that is reconverting those EM waves into the sound waves. And all that is happening in a gap of few seconds. Like what I speak, it may take 3 or 4 more seconds extra for you to listen, depending on the speed of your internet and all. Or if they are very high speed, as I am saying, so you are listening. How is it happening? These are the things you explain. Now ask the question, why? That is called mysticism. Everything, like a seed is sown, I offer water, etc. So that seed takes the water and gets bulged, and then inside it, all the potentially staying abilities of germinating into a seedling and further starts expressing. What is all this is? Explanation about how. But ask why. Why didn't the seed sprout when it is in the dabba, in a bottle? Why it has prostrated only in the mud mein lagane se? How you are explaining? I'm asking why. Why should it happen? It is mystical. But we don't go into those minute details because काम चल रहा है हमारा. Isn't it? You are sowing the seed, the plants are coming, the mangoes are coming, काम बन रहा है. We don't go into the why details. But it is mystical. Only when it comes to spirituality, we only ask, but why? Don't ask. It is a Vedic authority. It is mystical. It gives you result. It doesn't give you answer. So Om Ucharana, if you do, you get the phala of all the yajna, the karmas done as indicated by the Ruksama Vedas. You do it, you get the result. Why you cannot ask? That is a mysticism. How is the Omkara's power it is? That is Om Namo Narayana mantra's power, which brought Narayana from Vaikunta to here. Everything is mystic, like somebody is sleeping. In sleep, he is not in Stula Sharira, isn't it? Not in Sukshma Sharira. He is in the Laya Avastha. But still, with Vani, you call him loudly. If you call him, is he waking up or not? है कि नहीं? देखो आप, जोर से, अगर वो मरा है तो नहीं वेकअप होगा, बट चिल्लाओ 10 बार, he will wake up. How come this waking world's sound is making him wake up who is in the Karana Sharira? It's a mysticism. It's mystical. You wake him up. You call beta, nanna, munna. If he doesn't wake up, then he will wake up. The whole world is mystical. What we see grossly is 0.0001% only. Everything is happening in subtle way. Everything, when how the petrol is converting into horsepower and making those engines work and the vehicle is moving, it's mystical only. क्या mystical नहीं है इस जगत में? As we said just now, how the tree is bringing out those green color leaves and red color flowers. एक ही पेड़ पे है ना दोनों. The rose is in red color, the leaf is in green color. Isn't it? It's a mystical. And it has within it the fragrance and it has softness. And chew करो तो उसका अलग टेस्ट होता है. Mystical it is. How the planets are revolving, rotating around the sun, वहां से लेकर how this blue beautiful planet Earth is hanging in the space, it's all mystic. You can't fathom with the intellect everything. छोटा है अपना दिमाग इतना, है ना? Through the study of Shastra, it can become subtler. As I said, it can become intuitive. Two meanings of intuitiveness is receiving the messages, accepting the messages from the higher. We receive and we accept. Then we have the intuitive power. That comes out of extreme purity. Purity is egolessness, biaslessness, and the ragadvesha-lessness. Ragadvesha itself called biasness. In that purity, mysticism. It's a very, very sublime subject. Some other time we study. So here, this is what is said so far. Tadetad mithunamiti. We have to see next one. तस्मात् रुक् सामयोन्योः वाक् प्राणयोः एव मिथुनत्व. मिथुनत्व तक पहुंच गए हम. What is the final मिथुनत्व? वाक् प्राण. They are the union of Ruk and Sama. Ruk, Sama are the mantras. Mantras talk about the karma. Karma gives phala. That phala is our kamana. We desire that phala. Now, with this mithuna is now connected with the Omkara, which is our main purpose. This is the mantra 6. We are studying it. Omkar se samsrushta mithuna ke samagama ka phal. So the mithuna is vak and prana. Samsrushta is, it is endowed with, connected with, related with Omkara. How? The prana shakti and vak shakti is utilized for Om Ucharana. When that is done, the samsrushti of the mithuna with Omkara, all the phala comes to us. That is the purpose of saying all that. This is how the Om is so powerful, glorious, great. That's what in Taittiriya Upanishad also, Kathopanishad also. Om etad alambanam sreshtam. Etad alambanam param. Etad alambanam jnatva brahmaloke mahiyate. Etad devaksharam brahma, etad devaksharam param, etad devaksharam jnatva yo yadichati tasya tat. Param ched jnatavyam, param ched jnatavyam, aparam ched praptavyam. The Omkara, the Jnatavya Brahma you can know and realize, the Praptavya Brahma Loka you can obtain. That's the power of Om. Bas. But we were never told, nobody there to tell you. Or they told, you never heard, now you listen. Just by chanting Om, you go to Brahmaloka. You reach Brahma Swarupa. All that is on faith. Like Rama and Krishna, only faith only, no? That is your personal faith. Others may not have that. You are Krishna Bhakta, but not others. और कोई राम जी के भक्त हो. For him, that Rama Nama gives result. For you, the Om Nama, Krishna Nama gives result. And for the Vedic people, Omkar. And there are two things. Whether it is Om or Krishna or Rama, how much faithfully you are doing it. One. Second is, all the Krishna and Rama, by logic, are based on Om only. Therefore, Om is any day greater than any of these. If you are convinced, go for Om. If not, then stay where you are. Don't leave the Upasana, don't get confused, don't drop your faith. With your conviction and faith, do the Upasana. Get the result. Right? Then, when we study other Purana Itihasas where Krishna Rama's glory are brought, keep that there only. Focus on, we are studying Samaveda Upanishad Chandogya. Here Om is spoken. Respect that particular subject. Respect that particular text. How do we respect it? By not bringing that to this. Like physics पढ़ रहे हो तो physics पे ध्यान दो. Why do you bring biology? Why do you bring chemistry or why do you bring mathematics? You respect that subject in that class. इसी तरह यहाँ भी वही है. Now, the mantra 6 we'll chant and see tomorrow. Tadetat mitunam Om iti etasmin akshare Om iti etasmin akshare sagam srujyate yada vai mithunau samagacchata yada vai mithunau samagacchata apayato vaitau अन्योन्यस्य कामम् अन्योन्यस्य कामम् together तदेतत् मिथुनम् ओम इति एतस्मिन् अक्षरे सगं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छत आपयतो वै तौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम्. That's the beauty. Simple meaning to study further tomorrow. Tad etat mithunam, that vak prana rupi mithuna, to which we have come to as conclusion. Etasmin akshare sagam surjate. Om iti etasmin. On this, in this Om named akshara, some srujyante, they get endowed in it, entered in it, merged in it, fulfilled in it. First point. Second is what? Yadavai mithuna samagachata. Whenever the mithuna they come together, na apayato vai, propitiating each other, tau anyonyasya kamam, are they not fulfilling each one's pleasures or desires? In the same way, the vak prana mithuna, when they merge in omkara, they fulfill all the desires that are possible in all the kamanas. This is what the subject. Tomorrow we will study in detail. That is how Om includes all Vakprana. Vakprana includes all desire fulfillments. How? Vakprana are the yoni of Ruksama. Ruksama are the mantras. Mantras indicate the yajnas. When the yajnas are done, the phala comes. Phala was our desire. Therefore, by having faith on Om and doing the Upasana, bypassing all of them, you get the last result, the phala. That is the power of Om. है ना? Like Sudhama. What did he do? नौकरी करके पैसे कमा के इकट्ठा करके did he make all his buildings and all the jewelry for his wife, abhushanas and clothes? No. He just prayed to Krishna. That's it. How come when you pray to Krishna, the Sudhama's new building mahal has come up and all his wife, children got full of dresses and adorations? That is Krishna Mahima. That is what Krishna. If you understand how he becomes Krishna, Krishna is beyond your understanding. You can't understand its powers, isn't it? You use the atomic power, no doubt. But how come in that atom that power is there? It is beyond your comprehension, isn't it? You taste the mango, it is so sweet. But in that mango, that sweetness, in the tongue, the ability to taste it, and in the intellect to differentiate it from the kadwapan of Karela, you cannot understand them. They're all mystical things. चलता है. Intellect is so small ours. To some extent, how it can understand, why it can never understand, and how also go on changing. That's how the science goes on developing. Because even the how is also mm, understood to be little subtler. More subtler and finer we understand. More subtler and finer, sophisticated equipments are coming or not. And accordingly, the earlier grosser ones we are dropping. 124 kb was the speed of internet 20 years back. धीरे धीरे कनेक्ट करके चाय पी के आ जाओ, तब जाकर वो खुलता है टिन 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 टिन. Now it has gone into kbs, mbs, gigabyte, whatever you call it. Accordingly, the instruments everywhere. How was the first pistol or rifle that was discovered? How the first that what do you call, वो गोला बारूद लगा के लगाते थे. Now the missiles have come. Where 6,000 kilometers you can missile यहाँ से to the target दाग सकते हो. Wow. The whole science's evolution is now the destruction of the entire world is on one button now. एक सेकंड में तबाह. I'm just telling the negative explanation of the positive example. Science has grown is what I wanted to say. Added is what? Only to destroy. By the way. Now we will study this one of Sagam Sujate. This Mithunam, Samagam Sujate in Omkara. Therefore, in Om, everything is included. That's the power of this. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om. So may we understand, accept the Mahima of Om and start including it in our upas. Whatever you are doing, let it continue. Add नया वाला. लेकिन बाकी सब समय तो बहुत है ना, उस समय ये भी करो, है ना. Whatever you are doing, that only brought us to the Omkar. Om will take us to the Parabrahma. Om Purnamadaha. Thank you very much. Friends, your presence inspires me, gives a chance for me also to study and discuss. Okay. Now, in the Vedic chanting, we are doing the beautiful seventh mantra. You have seen how powerful it is, which was that the Mitra Varuna. The beauty of that is, as we said, all the Rishi Muni Gurus are more than 24 of them. 24 of them are remembered. Yesterday we made a count of it. आओ उसका हम पाठ करते हैं. Three mantras we chanted. 4, 5, 6, 7 we'll teach. एक दो बार पढ़ लेते हैं. Tomorrow all the 7 suktams we are going to chant. This particular suktam I can urge myself and you to just chant at home. Rama Rama Sita Rama Ramachandra Pahima Rama Krishna Govinda Hare Pahima. कृष्ण कृष्ण गोपाल। Bhava Sharma, we have finished. I got it opened. Now we are doing the last one, Mitra Varuna. Fourth mantra, friends. Om Yau Shyavashvamavato Vadriyashvam Yau Shyavashvamavato Vadriyashvam Mitra Varuna Purumidhamatrim Mitra Varuna Purumidhamatrim Yau Vimadam Avataha Saptavadrim Yau Vimadam Avataha Saptavadrim Tau no Munchatamam Hasaha Tau no Munchatamam Hasaha यौ श्यावाश्वमवतो वद्र्यश्वं मित्रावरुणा पुरुमीढमत्रिं यौ विमदम् अवतः सप्तवद्रिं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ श्यावाश्वमवतो वद्र्यश्वं मित्रावरुणा पुरुमीढमत्रिं यौ विमदम् अवतः सप्तवद्रिं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः. Six more rishis. Fifth mantra. Yau bharadvajamavato yau gavishtiram. Yau bharadvajamavato yau gavishtiram. Vishwamitram varunamitra Vishwamitram varunamitra Yau kakshivantamavata protakandvam. Yau kakshivantamavata protakandvam. Tau no munchatamam hasaha. तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ भरद्वाजमवतो यौ गविष्ठिरं विश्वामित्रं वरुणमित्रकुत्सं यौ कक्षीवन्तमवतः प्रोतकण्वं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ भरद्वाजमवतो यौ गविष्ठिरं विश्वामित्रं वरुणमित्रकुत्सं यौ कक्षीवन्तमवतः प्रोतकण्वं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः. Sixth one. यौ मेधातिथिम् अवतो यौ त्रिशोकं यौ मेधातिथिमवतो यौ त्रिशोकं मित्रावरुणा उषाणां काव्यं यौ मित्रावरुणा उषाणां काव्यं यौ यौ गौतममवतः यौ गोतममवतः प्रोतमुद्गलं यौ गोतममवतः प्रोतमुद्गलं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ मेधातिथिमवतो यौ त्रिशोकं मित्रावरुणा उषाणां काव्यं यौ यौ गोतममवतः प्रोतमुद्गलं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः. Seventh last one. ययोरतः सत्यवर्त्मरुजुरश्मिः रश्मिर् ययोरतः सत्यवर्त्मर्जुरश्मिर् मिथुयाचरन्तमभियाति दूषयन् मिथुयाचरन्तमभियाति दूषयन् स्तौमि मित्रावरुणौ नाधितो जोहवीमि स्तौमि मित्रावरुणौ नाधितो जोहवीमि तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः ययोरतः सत्यवर्त्मर्जुरश्मिर्मिथुयाचरन्तमभियाति दूषयन् स्तौमि मित्रावरुणौ नाथितो जोहवीमि तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः ययोरतः सत्यवर्त्मर्जुरश्मिर्मिथुयाचरन्तमभियाति दूषयन् स्तौमि मित्रावरुणौ नाधितो जोहवीमि तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Two times मित्रावरण सूक्तम्. ओम अथ सर्वसंरक्षणार्थं पापनिष्कृत्यर्थं आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याणार्थम विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम अथर्वण वेदांतर्गत मित्रावरण सूक्त से पारायण वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम मन्वे वां मित्रावरुणावृतावृधौ सचेतसौ द्रुह्वणो यौ सुदे सुदे नुदेते प्रसत्यावानमवतो भरेषु तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः सचेतसौ द्रुह्वणो यौ नुदेते प्रसत्यावानमवतो भरेषु यौ गच्छतो नुचक्षसौ बभ्रुणा सुतं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यावङ्गिरसमवतो यावगस्तिं मित्रावरुणा जमदग्निमत्रिं यौ कश्यपमवतो यौ वसिष्ठं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ श्यावाश्वमवतो वध्र्यश्वं मित्रावरुणा पुरुमीढमत्रिं यौ विमदमवतः सप्तवध्रिं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ भरद्वाजमवतो यौ गविष्ठिरं विश्वामित्रं वरुणमित्रकुत्सं यौ कक्षीवन्तमवतः प्रोतकण्वं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ मेधातिथिमवतो यौ त्रिशोकं मित्रावरुणा वशानां काव्यं यौ यौ गौतममवतः प्रोतमुद्गलं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः ययो रतः सत्यवर्तमर्जुरश्मिर्मिथुयाचरन्तमभियाति दूषयन् स्तौमि मित्रावरुणौ नाथितो जोहवीमि तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Again, मन्वेवां मित्रावरुणावृतावृधौ सचेतसौ द्रुह्वणो यौ नुदेते प्रसत्यावानमवतो भरेषु तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः सचेतसौ द्रुह्वणो यौ नुदेते प्रसत्यावानमवतो भरेषु यौ गच्छतो नुचक्षसौ बभ्रुणा सुतं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यावङ्गिरसमवतो यावगस्तिं मित्रावरुणा जमदग्निमत्रिं यौ कश्यपमवतो यौ वसिष्ठं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ श्यावाश्वमवतो वध्र्यश्वं मित्रावरुणा पुरुमीढमत्रिं यौ विमदमवतः सप्तवध्रिं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ भरद्वाजमवतो यौ गविष्ठिरं विश्वामित्रं वरुणमित्रकुत्सं यौ कक्षीवन्तमवतः प्रोतकण्वं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः यौ मेधातिथिमवतो यौ त्रिशोकं मित्रावरुणा वशानां काव्यं यौ यौ गौतममवतः प्रोतमुद्गलं तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः ययो रतः सत्यवर्त्मर्जुरश्मिर्मिथुयाचरन्तमभियाति दूषयन् स्तौमि मित्रावरुणौ नाथितो जोहवीमि तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। For me, though, because of this, every day insistingly chanting, that familiarity is giving so much joy. That fear is going away. Now the new desire is coming. Ki these mantras, Vedic, should be clearly understood by me. The mysticism within those mantras. And we have been lifted to that Vedic period, the Jiva here. Enough of this terrible Bhautikavada period of the history. There is nothing but quarrels, chaos, confusions, fightings, frustrations, miseries. In the Vedic period, only that Veda yajnas for the Loka Kalyanam and one's life for one's own inner evolution or realization. That is the best thing. Chanting these mantras, giving that joy, inspiration. Very nice. And definitely I can see I am little better than what I was as regard these mantras chanting is concerned. Thoda fearlessness has come, familiarity has come, some confidence. I'm happy about that. नहीं किया शुरू तो होता ही नहीं था. Same is with the Upanishad study. Never started, never would have happened. We started, at least now we are able to tune. And this is not a ordinary feat of me that talking on Upanishadic mantras, along with that you people tuning to listen to that, tuning to understand. It's a great state. This is how the intellect evolves. In the evolution of the intellectual understanding is the evolution of the human life. Followed by the intellection, as we said, intuitions, then sadhanas and realizations. Good efforts, all this. ये क्लास वाला जो 1.25 घंटा का टाइम है, फुलफिलिंग है, मस्त। एंड बाकी टाइम व्हाट वी आर डूइंग वी ऑल नो। जो भी मिला उनको कत्ल कर देना, दुखी कर देना। दिस ओनली बेस्ट थिंग डन। May we get more and more faith, Shraddha, tuning, and maybe are able to do more better way so that the results also are better. Okay, in the next sadhana today, we'll be chanting about the Vyaghrapada Rishi. Okay, he's a Mahatapasvi. Okay, he's a Rishi Kumara, but he's a Shiva Bhakta right from childhood. Okay, he wanted to do the Shiva Archana. For that, he wants such flowers which are not fallen on the ground, nor touched by any insects, not even the honeybees have touched or taken the honey. Such flowers he wanted. So, therefore, he asked the Lord Shiva to bless him with such faculties by which he is able to collect that type of flowers. That is why he is given this, the feet like that of a tiger. So too he is given those nails, and he is given the special drishti vision to see at night. That is how his name has become Vyaghrapada. That much before any of the insects or honeybees go to those flower, early morning only he is able to see because the drishti is given, able to crawl the trees etc. and climb them, and then can take those flowers and use it for the puja of the Lord. है ना? अनाघ्राणित पुष्प स्पर्श मतलब the purest of the flower, not touched even by a honey bee also. Because झूठा हो गया ना, हनी बी आ गया, उसने हनी ले ली, तो पुष्प झूठा हो गया. Any insects have gone, the pushpa is becoming purified. And it has touched the ground, its beauty gone. That is his attitude. Don't question again why. That is how he is. Be happy with the how. In this way, that he got the Vyaghrapada name. That is Shiva Bhakti. For that is that effort. They are the ones to be learned from him. So Madhyandina is the father. Kashyapa is the Gotra. Hmm? He has got a son Upamanyu, who has taught Bhagavan Krishna itself Mahajnanam in Mahabharata. His mantra will chant tomorrow. So, in fact, this great Vyaghrapada Maharshi is said to be not in Vedas but Purana Agama Shastras, Sthala Puranas we see him. One of these stories about in the Skanda Purana. You know that Chidambara Rahasya, the Chidambara Shiva Mandira in Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. That Chidambar में कौन है जो नटराज भगवान है. So there this Vyaghrapada Rishi along with the Patanjali Rishi, they have done tapasya. Happy, feeling happy with this, the Chidambara Bhagavan Natarajaji gave darshanam and did dance for them. That is what is the story goes. That's how even since Linga Purana also is said to be the one of the great Shiva Bhaktas. Okay. Chidambara Kshetra Mahatmya, we will see the entire Vyaghrapada Kahani. So the connection of Vyaghrapada and Patanjali is together they did tapasya and Chidambara. Bhagavan came, Shiva, and gave the Ananda Tandava Anubhuti. So in that Shaivagama and all, this particular aspect they, with all respect, they do. That's how the Vyaghrapada becomes an example, ideal for them for bhakti of Shiva. Now these are all mystic things, these all happen. So along with the Brahman being substratum, which is ultimate, without compromising its ultimateness at the lower level, all these things also happen in this universe. Okay. Next one is what? Shiva Pratyaksha Darshanam he has got. He has seen Lord Shiva's Ananda Tandava. Then with Shivanugraha he got all the feet like the Vyaghra etc. He is the one special example for using the purest of the flowers for Bhagavan's Upasana and Nishkama Seva to the Lord he has done. Okay, simple mantra. Om Vyaghrapadaya Vidmahe Shiva Bhaktaya Dhimahi. तन्नो व्याघ्रपाद महर्षि प्रचोदयात्। और शिव भक्ताय विद्महे, शिव भक्ताय विद्महे शिव दर्शिताय धीमहि. He is the devotee and he had the darshana of Lord Shiva Tandava in Chidambara. Therefore, Shiva Darshitaya Dhime Tanno Vyagharpada Maharshi. Okay. Om Vyagharpada Maharshi Parabrahma Paramatmane Namaha. ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि छत्र चामरादीन समर्पयामि शुक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचार राजोपचार देवोपचारान् समर्पयामि स्तोत्रेण भजनादिना जपेन कीर्तनादिना तोषयामि नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि मां रक्ष रक्ष इति ममात्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनम् अनुभूति मुक्तिं प्रदेहि इति प्रार्थयामि सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः अपि संरक्षणं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि अभिवृद्धिं कुरु विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु इति। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिताय धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शिवभक्ताय विद्महे शिवदर्शिने च धीमहि तन्नो व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम श्री व्याघ्रपादमहर्षिये नमः। नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि मम रक्षां कुरु आत्मानुभवं प्रदेहि इति प्रार्थयामि प्रचोदय इति प्रार्थयामि। मम भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः अपि शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनपूर्वक संरक्षणाभिवृद्धिं विश्वव्याप्तिं प्रदेहि इति प्रार्थयामि। ओम व्याघ्रपादमहर्षे नमः। 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 ओम व्याघ्रपादमहर्षये नमो नमः। So Vedic chanting is done. Dhyana Purvaka Rishi Mantra is done. The last common sense thought. Only 1 or 2 minutes. Homework is free for more. Again, it's all intellectual. The more clearer we are at our intellectual level in understanding, and according to that clearest understanding, when we mold our lives, we are Buddhijivi. Then we are marked for certain evolutions, certain successes. So be clear in the intellection. Okay? Mm. Being spiritual, we talk using our intellection spiritually only. Okay. Subjective also, outside also. First take subjectively. Intellectual understanding. Have I understood that this human sharira is given to me? Then the further understandings. Have I thought over and understood how I am destroying it, if at all I am doing so? How am I protecting, if I want to protect it? How I have to master it? These are all intellections. है ना? कैसे मैं मेरे शरीर को ही खराब कर रहा हूँ? I have to know it and I should avoid it. Don't know even now after so many years how to protect our sharira, how to give it health, how to make it live long. No intellectual thinking. People are telling, but we are not knowing and understanding. क्यों? मेरा शरीर का क्या तत्व है, उसको क्या सूट करता है, क्या नहीं करता, क्या नहीं जानना इंटेलेक्चुअली? What a silly ignorance that the doctor have to study my sharira and tell me about me. That body, which is mine, which I am using from decades together. Some rare things you may consult the expert doctor, but otherwise I must know. So I don't know and I don't care the body getting destroyed. Therefore, I don't want to know, I don't want to care to protect my sharira. And to master that sharira, two more things are rightly utilizing it, then transcending it. So avoid destruction, start protection, start mastering, make right use of it, and transcend. These five intellections we have to have. About Sharira, we told. So to about Indriyas. How we are destroying our sense organs. We have to be very acute to think and understand and avoid it. Then how to protect them, nurture them, nourish them, save them. Then how to master them. It's a big art it is. It's a beautiful endeavor. So to our after mastering right utilization of them, then knowing their limitations, transcending them. So to our mind. How carelessly we mutilate our mind, we destroy our mind. फाड़ के फेंक देते रहते हैं. So much of destruction of our mind too, by giving it freedom as well as exposing it to the everything nonsense. Right now in the world, everything is nonsense, not worthy that our mind should get exposed to. We are conditioned by the world, our mind is so distractively conditioned. आँख खोला तो so many things are entering into our mind and destroying. This is a high time where close our eyes for everything worldly, so that our mind is not destroyed. So to the ears, through the eyes and ears, the mind gets corrupted. How many people are influencing us because we expose our mind through eyes and ears? क्या देख रहे हो आप टीवी में? Other than allowing the other people to destroy your mind. What news channel you listen, what paper you read, is it not the mind polluted, destroyed by those other fellows? Colored by, destroyed by, misguided by? We are only destroying our mana. So we have to know how my mind is destroyed, how to protect it by avoiding it, then how to master. Then why the mind is given? Use it for the highest, then transcend it. So to our buddhi. Destruction of buddhi by utilizing it for wrong purposes. Only for artha kama the buddhi is used. Stupid. धर्म मोक्ष के लिए यूज ही नहीं कर रहे. बिग सब्जेक्ट इट इज. I have to talk on this subject for 2 days or 2 hours because it's the essence of our intellectual maturity. बट होमवर्क दे रहा हूँ कि आप तो सोच विचार करने वाले महाज्ञानी तपस्वी महर्षि लोग हो, कोई कम तो है नहीं. So give a title Maharshi so and so and make a new identity card. You know it. So to our entire human life as one go, how we are destroying it, how to protect it from destruction, and how to master my entire life, what for it has to be utilized. Myself. Same way the other things. So many things I can talk about. The quick immediate things are, they click to my mind are these four things. One, our own near and dear relatives, how we are destroying our relation with them by our egos, arrogances, expectations, and all. How to stop that nonsense, how to protect, how to master our relation with the world. Doesn't mean that we have to command, demand from them. Mastering is to see that we are not at loss, they are not at last. Then how to make use of it and how to transcend this relativity with the people. So to after the people, the world around us. After the world, the country in which we are there. Then the Sanatan Dharma to which we belong. And the most important thing is the entire world itself. And it doesn't happen only by the government. Government is also of the people who make decisions, who execute the decisions. They are we only. So, among what we have discussed so far, the last one is very important. As an individual, the entire world, entire globe called as the earth, with all its beauties, infinite. How I am means now I am taking all the human beings as one jati. Knowingly or unknowingly, and selfishly and arrogantly, how am I destroying that? And not stopping here, taken it for granted that the earth is going to be fully destroyed by me for my own bhoga and utility. Now I am looking out for the another planet, the Mars or the moon, that I want to destroy that also. A human mind, the scientist's mind or anybody's mind generally is so destructive today that they are bent upon with first wrong notion that the world is for my bhoga alone. He is exploiting and destroying everything. What is spared by us now? बताओ. यहाँ तक कि समुद्र को भी हम खराब कर दिए. समुद्र उसका नाम ही मुदम राती थी. सम्यक मुदम राती थी समुद्र. It is the ocean because of which we are alive. Indirectly, directly, the ocean is not there. Where do we live? With thousands and thousands of steamers and all sent into that only for our bhoga. The entire oceanic water is destroyed, and the beings that are there, they are destroyed. Why? They should not live or what? Who told you that this whole Prithvi is only for we, the human beings? Our mind is corrupted in that way. Therefore, neither we are valuing the other living beings, plant kingdom, whole deforestation is done, and the हवा खत्म कर दिया हमने, पोल्यूट कर दी, पानी को पोल्यूट कर दिया, जंगलों को तोड़ के किया, पूरे पृथ्वी माता को खोद खोद के इतना सत्यानाश कर दी, and not even lost the sensitivity, even as Indians, that Prithvi is a mother. She is pained with every hit you do with crowbar for your selfishness to dig out all the things from it, and she is much, much more pained now, feeling so dukkha and has suffering so much and looking to whom to ask to help me. When these all so-called grown Rakshasas, dictators, the leaders of the countries are bombing each of the country. Every bomb that is falling on the earth is creating that dukkha to the Prithvi Mata. Are these Rakshasas thinking anything about its consequence? How many natural resources are destroyed? How many other living beings are destroyed? How many human beings themselves are made, that orphans, made, without those resources? कितना राक्षसत्व चल रहा है इस दुनिया में. And I am a part of it. When I listen to that news, when I encourage it, when I don't raise my voice against that, I'm also a contributor. A passive onlooker also is a contributor there. What right we have that way to destroy our earth? Is that Prithvi Mata ko itna tabah karna? बाप रे. Never in the period of history any millions of years you go back, that this much of cruelty the human being has, as we have now. For two reasons. That one, we are bhogi. Second, the whole world is only for my bhoga, my bhoga, my bhoga, my enjoyment. Are we thinking in this way? Universally, the globally, for the entire Prithvi Mata? What is our contribution to protect that great mother? So beautiful the mountains, are they not beauty? The rivers, oceans, are they not beauty? Every tree, branch, and leaf in those beautiful jungles, are they not beauty of this world? Every of the living beings themselves, they are so beautiful. Their presence is so wonderful. Divinity is playing its play through all of them. Is it not? क्या है हमारे राक्षस देखो, so much cruelty that you want to make the buildings, you want to have big houses, and you destroy the whole forest. Thousands and thousands small little insects se lekar animals used to stay there happy. And it is our bhoga pravritti that it is for me. No, our rishi culture is not. Sanatan dharma kabhi nahi kehta hai. Even as we told you, to pluck a flower or fruit, the permission of the tree is taken. You only adorn the divinity, adore the divinity in the form of the Jagat. Ours is never a culture of seeing the world as bhoga, it is only Western culture. Now it has totally adopted by us. For us, everything is for us bhoga. No, it is to worship, it is to serve. We are the servants of this Paramatma in the form of the world. Forgotten all that? Kitna rakshasat. Are Bapre. When you see those wars that are happening with the drones and missiles, any missile touching the earth, that jolt and jerk and dukkha to that bhumata, I to feel it. अरे यार मेरे को क्यों ऐसा कर रहे हो? I am your mother. I am supporting you. I am nurturing you. I am nourishing you. I am giving you the food. Everything I am giving. याद करो मदर अर्थ नहीं है तो all हम we jivas human beings, where do we stand? Is she not giving us the food through the trees, plants and all? How much the Mother Earth is her. Instead of adorning her, see our indiscriminate Rakshasatva. We are talking about that sensitivity. Become intellectual. Just to be a enjoyer of the beauty of the world outside, not the bhogi. Let the world be as it is. Protect it. Save it for the future generations. किसी एक चीज को हाथ नहीं लगाना. The world is an exhibition. You just to see it and move. Don't go it to enjoy it as a bhogi. Maintain it. We are only the trustees of this world, custodians of this world, not the owners to destroy. But how the human thinking has totally changed. That thing. Another destruction, which is a big topic, which I have to talk for 3 days, is what? How our most deeper values, cultures, traditions are fully taken for granted to such an extent that everything has become now the destroying things, the norms. Isn't it? The deeper values are gone. Isn't that good old days? Even looking at a daru bottle also was a crime. Even uttering its name. Now, has it not become a fashion now? If there is any program, a drink must be there. I'm telling to what extent we have fallen in our morals, in our ethics, in our disciplines. Even one small झूठ बोलते ना, इतना punishment वहां हम खुद ही अपने आप को देते थे. Now, without झूठ बोलना जिंदगी ही नहीं चलता. And are we not taking it for granted? Everything. Which pujas we are doing, which yajnas we are doing, which offering to the Lord we are doing, what pure relations we have with our relatives around us. Everywhere destroyed. Everything. Human being in today is only the destruction. Hope the whole human race perishes so that the other creation sustains. इतने डिस्ट्रक्टिव मनुष्य रहने का क्या मतलब है? तो मर जाए सारे मनुष्य. मैं तो ये कहता हूं, इंक्लूडिंग मी. if I am a cause for the destruction of the fellow beings and the earth. But we are doing it. No culture, no tradition, none of the things. Modern, modern, modern. है ना? कितने दिन हो गए, साल हो गए धोती लुंगी पहनकर. Is that pant shirt our culture? 24 घंटे उसमें रहते हैं. Did we put our chandan kumkum? Do we every day do our yajna upasana? They're all gone. जूते पहन के खाना खाते हैं क्या हिंदू लोग? But it has become a habit to us. Which is the great value given to us by our rishis? We are respecting, we are practicing. गया सब कुछ. It has become a norm for us. That's Western culture. भोगी के दृष्टि से देखना जगत को. I'm just, whatever at random I'm remembering, I'm giving the examples. Where is the Guru Bhakti? Where is Mata Pitra Bhakti? Where is that Bhaichara? See that Lakshmana, Bharat, Shatrugna, respect to Rama. Where is that? Lost. India is gone. Thousands of years it will take for again India to reinstate. What the natak is happening is very superficial. I'm talking about the subtler things, the deeper things. From the heart. Not बाहर बाहर ताली बजवाने के लिए जो decorations करते हैं, that is nonsense. Who wants the outer show? हम दिल की बात कर रहे हैं. दिल की बात. Of the heart. Look into our own heart. See the amount of tamoguna and rajoguna. Where is the knowledge, information about all these things? Where is the respect and reverence for it? Where is the commitment to practice? Where is tapasya gone? Where are the upavasa dikshas gone? Where the tearful, joyful, singing the glories of God gone? Mama guna gavata pulaka sharira. We are living death only. Better die. So today's common sense thought is very powerful. Om Purnamadaha Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. It can be discussed for 5-6 days, but some hint is given enough.